across the viewing area, and the potential rainfall amounts appear to be slightly less, between 1/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch of precipitation. As we go through the night, it should start to wind down wind down a little bit. As we look at the temperature forecast here for tonight into Wednesday, so lows tonight look to be between 65 and 67 degrees, with highs tomorrow ranging widely, because where you have the precipitation, the rain-cooled air, between 63 and 67 degrees in that rain-cooled environment. But the further east you go, the warmer it gets, and the further southwest you go into Oklahoma, the warmer it gets. So depending on the width of this precipitation and the intensity of it will dictate whether or not how cool temperatures get tomorrow for some areas. And other than that, it should be relatively pleasant regardless, unless you're over in here in Oklahoma where it's going to be 100 degrees in some areas tomorrow. I would say between 93 and 100 in some areas for tomorrow in parts of Oklahoma and extreme western Arkansas. And then as we go through the day, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're looking at temperatures being between, in the viewing area, southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, between 60 and 65 degrees. And then during the day on Wednesday, Oklahoma is going to be a lot cooler, between some areas between about 75 degrees and 83 degrees during the day on Wednesday, and about the same for southern Illinois, southeast Missouri for Wednesday as well. So we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to the satellite right now, where we have an area of interest, a low pressure with some disorganized thunderstorm convective activity, mostly on the northeast side of the low pressure center. And we're keeping an eye on that. National Hurricane Center has a 20% chance of a formation in the next 5 days, which is very low. We're going to keep an eye on it anyway. The current projected track would take it across some land before going into the Gulf. So we have to see how this develops and how much land is influenced in the system, because right now it doesn't look too promising. Going to keep an eye on it anyway and keep everyone updated. We have a very good pattern change right now that has rapidly developed over the past week across the Atlantic, western coast of Africa, where we will start to see a spike in tropical activity over the next few weeks going into September 3rd, which is the peak tropical activity, the peak time for tropical activity. So we're going to keep an eye on it and see how everything goes. Right now it's looking like everything is on track to be forecasted. Storm names look to be on track. I think that, the last few years people were used to the hurricane season starting a little bit early, but the thing with that is it's very conditional on climatology, the patterns that we deal with and everything. So the pattern just didn't get going until right around the peak time of the season this time around. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that pattern change, and that's why it's starting. We haven't had a lot of activity, mostly due to a very hostile atmospheric environment with mass amounts of shear and the Saharan dust coming off the western coast of Africa. So the drier air, lack of moisture, combined with a few frontal boundaries, a ridge that was set up in the Atlantic, and then also we had a few cold fronts come through. So it did throw off the actual activity for a little bit, but now we're starting to see that start to ramp up, which is normal and to be expected. So this concludes your daily weather update. You guys